Welcome back to Game 3 of Sparkyz versus WeMade Fox, which is tied at 1-1, and Leta is in a lot of trouble right now. Midas making a couple of early wraiths that have done a lot of damage, a lot of economic harassment on Leta. Leta has built up a small force in, well, sort of the middle of the map, in between the two bases, and but, you know, he's suffered a lot of SCV losses. His natural expansion was being harassed for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 minutes. He finally has cleared out most of those wraiths. There's still 1, maybe 2, if he rebuilt any sitting around. You know, that's funny. I was trying to figure out what was going on right there. It looks like Leta landed his barracks inside of Midas's base. I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of that was. Maybe he was going to try to build a cute marine or something, but that gets killed off. Maybe it's just to harass Midas and get him off his game a little bit, distract him from this force that's coming in towards his base, but it looks like Midas is probably going to be well defended against this. He's got a lot of siege tanks hanging out. I think he does have a slight army advantage right here, and I don't know if Leta's going to be able to hold this. Leta's in position, which is good for him, but I don't think he has enough tanks, and yeah, just that long line of tanks for Midas is going to be able to clear out all of the tanks. One vulture, the Spider-Man, is able to kill out the last tank, then all Leta has left is a couple of Goliaths. And that's not going to do anything against this force of vultures and tanks that Midas has. Also, Leta's only got 3 factories, while I believe that Midas has 4 now. So he does have a production advantage as well, just because of that harassment that he did in the beginning. And Leta is still going to have to find some way to you know, outsmart Midas right now and get the game back in his favor. Meanwhile, he's not doing it with his siege tank micro, which you know, siege tank micro isn't very much you can do, but you can focus target units, and I think it would be better if he was just shooting at those tanks rather than shooting at that vulture that was running around. Regardless, he has been pushed back all the way to his natural expansion, and Midas has a containment right on him, and he's actually, wow, taking that aggressive 4th base that I was talking about that's right next to Leta's base, and he drops down a couple of spider mines. He got a couple of vultures in there, and he's doing a lot of damage to Leta's economy in his main base with these 2 vultures. I'm not sure where they came from. Maybe there was a dropship that I didn't see, but maybe he just ran them in. But those 2 vultures dropped a spider mine, and I think that killed a couple of SCVs because of some sort of splash that hit it on. SCVs, of course, don't trigger spider mines, but they will get killed by the splash damage. But still, Midas putting on the harassment, and he is putting down that 3rd expansion in that really that base that's really close to Leta's main. And you know, Leta's got to find something to stop this. He is gone, and he's switched to wraiths, and now he's got his own wraiths that have come out, and they're going to pick apart some of this tank contain that Midas has set up outside of his natural expansion. So he is going to be able to break free of that pretty quickly. Meanwhile, he was trying to get a 3rd expansion as a mineral only. That gets cleared out by Midas's vultures, and so Midas has vultures outside of Leta's expansion to the north. Meanwhile, Leta is still pushing in, trying to harass those tanks and making them retreat even further, but you know, just 3 wraiths isn't going to be able to handle all of this, especially because there's a Goliath in the mix. 2 of those wraiths go down, unfortunately, one right after another. So Midas, like I was saying, those two entries into the natural expansion, it looks like Midas is going to try to capitalize on that. He might have some vultures. Well, really any of his units, his vultures and tanks can choose between the front door, which is what he's pressing on right now, and Leta doesn't really have much to defend this. If this doesn't work, he can also turn around and go around to that other entrance into the natural expansion, but right now it looks like only two tanks left for Leta, and he doesn't have anything left to defend against this. And I think that's like a celebration Valkyrie by Midas. That's kind of wild. He pulls out a Valkyrie to try to protect against the wraiths. But GG, Leta's just pressed all the way back into this natural expansion and loses another TVT in this Pro League season. Wow, just a tough break for Leta. That was a really awesome play by Midas. His first 3 harassing wraiths did crushing damage to Leta, and Leta was never able to come back from that. Anyways, that was well played by Midas, an exciting match, and that puts Sparkyz back in the hole. They are down 2-1 to WeMade Fox, so we'll see if they can force an ace match coming up in Game 4.
선수가 지금